Welcome to the Patriot Angle Podcast, a podcast unfiltered, unscripted, raw. Your host, Mike. Rated mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Alright folks, welcome to today's show. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. Happy Memorial Day. I hope everybody's enjoying the weekend. I hope everybody's getting those barbecues out, the good food and the good eats, the hamburgers, the hot dogs. Maybe you like to drink a couple of cold ones. I'm not gonna blame you, folks. I don't mind drinking a couple cold ones myself. But if you don't, hey, that's your choice. It's your American choice, right? But welcome to a very, very special edition to the Patriot Angle Podcast here. Happy Memorial Day. We got a lot to talk about today on the show. I want to get into the Biden speech. Oh boy, did you hear the Biden speech just yesterday on Memorial Day? He addressed a Delaware crowd, not too far from, I guess, where he's from. And got a little confused. Between his son Bo and his son Hunter. We all know that his son Bo had died in war, right? And died in the military, and was basically getting confused between his son Bo and his son Hunter. You got to check it out, folks. I want to play a clip here of just the some remarks that he made. Very, very heated remarks, folks. Pushing the COVID. I mean, he's pushing COVID, folks, even in the midst of this special day, Memorial Day. And if you think that's worse, oh boy, you gotta listen to a topic here I'm gonna get in right shortly after that with Kamala Harris, literally not showing any heart at all, thanking the veterans, thanking military and everything else, folks. This damn administration, I don't even think it's the same as administration from last year. Totally different administration, crooked as hell. I want to play this soundbite here into the show of President Biden delivering remarks at the Memorial Day service just yesterday up in Delaware. Check this out, guys.
If you've had COVID-19 in the past 9 days or experienced COVID symptoms, here is an honest way to make yourself $800 or up to $3,200 per household and help benefit COVID research. The trial is filling up fast. Don't miss this opportunity while openings are still available. You can sign up right now. Just click the link in the description and answer a few easy questions. Make a nice chunk of money, protect yourself from the virus, and help put an end to the pandemic.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. It's good to be here on this solemn occasion with so many friends. Governor Carney, Senator Carper, Attorney General Kathy Jennings, General Barry, it's good to see you, and thank you for everything you do for the Delaware National Guard. By the way, I saw General Vavalo this morning. He's become not only a general, but a great friend. A great friend. He was at Bo's Memorial Mass this morning. Thank you for being there, General. I appreciate it. By the way, Hunter has had one shot, not two, and he's just making sure everybody's okay. Me and my family, we've tried to participate in this event every year because it's an important tradition in the Delaware community. Even last year, in those early dark days of the pandemic, Jill and I didn't want to let Memorial Day pass like every other day, and there was no event here, but we came to lay a wreath at the plaza. It was the first time we did any sort of event since the lockdown had begun in March, because we were determined to honor the fallen, to pay tribute to the women and men who braved every danger, who made the ultimate sacrifice for the country. Because as a nation, we must always remember. We must remember the price that was paid for our liberties. We must remember the debt we owe those who have paid it, and the families left behind. My heart is torn in half by the grief, the communities that would never whole again. Folks, it's also an important tradition in our family. As many of you know, this is a hard day for us. 6 years ago today, Hunter lost his dad and I lost my son. It's the first year of his passing back in 2016. General Vavala did a great honor in inviting us to a ceremony renaming the Delaware National Guard headquarters in Bo's honor. By the way, I'd note that when Bo made the grade of major in Iraq, I said, I'd been in and out of Iraq over 25 times. I said, Bo, you're now a field grade officer. He said, Dad, I have no illusion who runs the United States Army. It's the master sergeants. They run the Army. Well, I woke up that morning hearing Bo in my ear saying, not me, Dad. Today's not about me. It's Memorial Day. You should be over at the bridge. And you know, if he were here, he would be here as well. Paying his respects to all those who gave so much for our country, and particularly honoring the Gold Star families. You know, a lot of time passes, but you all know better than I do, or as well as I do, that the moment that we celebrate it is the toughest day of the year. We're honored, but it's a tough day. It brings back everything. And so I can't thank you enough for your continued service to the country. And your sons, your daughters, they live on in your hearts and in their children as well. And we have to carry on without them. But I know how hard it is for you. Bo didn't die in the line of duty, but he was serving in the Delaware National Guard unit in Iraq for a year. That was one of the proudest things he did in his life. So thank you for allowing us to grieve together today. I know how much the loss hurts. I know the black hole that leaves in the middle of your chest. It feels like you may get sucked into it and not come out. Greetings like this in gatherings help. And while I know nothing I can say to ease the pain, I just know that each year it gets a little bit easier. And I promise you the day will come when the mention of the name of your son or daughter, husband, wife, they will in fact bring it, not a tear to your eye, but a smile to your lips. Folks, and I hope that day comes sooner than later. Folks, you know, despite all the pain,
All right, folks, I'm going to stop it right there. You just heard the president yesterday speaking up in Delaware for his Memorial Day service, his Memorial Day speech, however you want to say it, one or the other. It's totally up to you. But I want to say, did he really just say Hunter lost his dad and he lost his son? Folks, this dude's brain is basically fried. First of all, Joe's grandson is also named Hunter. Okay? Every time Joe gives a speech like this to the military, he brings up the passing of his son, Buell, who was in the military, but Buell died of brain cancer long after he was out of the military. Doesn't stop Joe from exploiting it for the astronomical purposes. I mean, folks, I don't want to talk bad about this president. I really don't. I really wish him the best. I really wish him the success in life. But the pure irony of Joe talking about a holiday, about remembering, I mean, it's Oh boy, I tell you. I mean, you think a long life politician would have actually accomplished something good over the course of his 40-something year long career, right? I mean, it's and then he goes on about the babbling about the COVID. It's this and that, and you got to get your shots. We got to get this. We got to get that. I mean, it's just, folks, when does it stop? Or is it just me? I know you can't see the video here on the podcast. This is an audio podcast. But if you go back onto that podcast there, if it's just me, or did Biden say around like 2 minutes, 11 seconds of that video, 6 years ago today, Hunter lost his dad and lost my son? I mean, seriously, I just mentioned that. Go back to it. And about maybe 2 minutes, 11 seconds of it, you'll see his slip up. But don't get me wrong, he only made about like maybe 1, maybe 2 slip-ups. This is Joe Biden we're talking about. This is the President of the United States of America. I mean, but by the comments, no one really was intrigued. Oh, we've seen a couple of hands applaud and everything like that, but nobody was really intrigued. Nobody was really intrigued. What? I don't know, folks. It's one thing, but it's not the other. It's like you can't have your apples, but you can't have your peaches the same way, right? I mean, is that the old saying, how it used to go? But, I mean, folks, Memorial Day, to a lot of people, is about a day of not only memorializing your loved ones, your family, your friends, but paying the tribute to those that actually sacrificed and paid their lives to this country. But that's not the case for everybody. There is actually now, I want to plug into the show here before I take another break here. I want to plug into the show that students here, okay? And this is just coming like 3 days ago. I read this article out of Campus Reform, and we actually have a sound clip here we're going to plug into the show. That students now are now signing. This is the craziness, the ongoing craziness here of the radical left. That students now, folks, are starting to sign a petition to cancel a Memorial Day over American imperialism. Yeah. They want to cancel Memorial Day. Yeah. Check this out, guys. Oh, you got to listen to this here.
I was making so much money with DoorDash. I wanted to earn money in my free time, but I didn't want to go out and get a boring 9-to-5.
I'm Addison Smith with Campus Reform. We are here in Washington, D.C. in honor of Memorial Day, a day where we celebrate the fallen men and women who have fought to protect this nation. But the question is, can Americans even still unite around Memorial Day? We're going to see how far they'll go. Well, they signed this petition right here to ban Memorial Day as a celebration of American imperialism. Let's see what they say. We're talking about Memorial Day. Is this a holiday that you support? Is this something that you're going to be celebrating?
I'm not celebrating. I don't think Memorial Day should be a thing that we celebrate personally.
Okay.
Why?
I feel like it's a celebration of U.S. imperialism and colonialism, personally. It's not like an attack on any individual, but more of a system.
Absolutely not. I think it represents a lot of negative aspects of America and highlights something that, people shouldn't necessarily be proud of. If we're going to honor and celebrate the dead, I think it should be those that lost their lives to, genocide in America.
Do you know why we celebrate Memorial Day?
I know it's like veterans. Yeah.
Do you know why we celebrate Memorial Day?
Not really, no.
To be honest, not really. I did maybe like 3 years ago.
Right. I mean, it's just like
It's been a
imperialism, so
Yeah.
I mean,
It's to remember the fallen.
say memorial and remembrance of people who have fought for our country.
There's actually a problem with Memorial Day, which is that it is kind of memorializing American imperialism and kind of glorifying it. Yeah. Would you guys agree with that?
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I have this petition here, kind of along the same lines. We're trying to get support to unrecognize Memorial Day as a federal holiday because of, like you were saying, the American imperialism and the barbarism. Would you be willing to sign this?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Would you be willing to sign in support of that, though?
Yeah. Probably not, because it's one of my bank holidays and I work at a bank. So.
Okay.
Oh, God forbid, right, lady?
I do think we should probably rebrand Memorial Day as something else.
Rebrand?
Let's celebrate something worthwhile instead of imperialism.
I have a good feeling you're going to sign this for me.
For sure, I'm definitely down.
Folks, stop this crap right here. Just stop it. Stop it. They should cancel themselves since they are clueless about America's history. These mostly, in this video that I just plugged in now, mostly they're college students, folks, that have no fucking clue about Memorial Day. It's not only, it's a federal holiday. You heard the lady before, just briefly here. They shouldn't cancel it because it's a federal holiday and I'll lose my pay. Yeah, God forbid you'll lose your pay, right, lady? What a disgrace to men and women that serve this country to protect these little brats, these little basement dwellers that go in their mommy and daddy's basement after their little social gathering, stupid meetings or whatever the hell they go after school, and then they go back in their mommy and daddy's basement and they eat their hot pockets and they play their video games. Stupid nonsense about these stupid people. Memorial Day is about the fallen dead, not veterans, you retard. That's Veterans Day. Memorial Day is about honoring the fallen dead that sacrifice to secure our freedoms and liberties. But this is coming from idiots that have no idea what Memorial Day is. But don't make it a political political message about it. Oh yeah, all about cancel culture. They want to cancel everything. They want to cancel holidays. They want to cancel any type of culture that represents white supremacy. Oh, that's what they want to do, But as soon as they it's because what it is, folks, is their purpose is to cancel facts and cancel history that are in conflict with their true feelings. That's what this is all about. Because, folks, their true feelings mean more to them than true facts. The mental instinct used to be full of such people, not too in touch with reality. But the cancel culture crept is under the diagnose of sensitivity training. That's what it basically boils down to. An early example, as you cannot use the word retarded, meaning slow, like I just said retarded. Yeah, because that's slow. They are slow. If they have no idea about American history, they are slow. Some of these people are in their 20s, maybe possibly early 30s, and they have no idea about holidays and the definition of these holidays and what they mean because it might hurt someone's feelings. How the hell? Explain to me one bit. How does Memorial Day hurt someone's feelings? So you're trying to tell me that if we have a federal holiday such as Memorial Day to honor those that have fallen in recent and past wars, that's wrong? That's wrong to honor somebody? I mean, literally. Folks, let me tell you something. I don't care what color you bleed. Me, I bleed red, white, and blue. And this falls on the Democrats' control over our education system by controlling the purse strings of the teachers' union. Therefore, our young ones have been indoctrinated to hate America and anything that it represents, what it means to be a patriot, as well as how Americans become to be free by fighting and dying to give us that freedom every damn day of their lives. This is a sad day in America, folks. A sad day in America to watch this ignorance represent here. Speaking as it has nothing to do with them, that their lives were given so they can be free. I'm telling you right now, if you didn't have people defending this country from wars like the Afghanistan War, the Iraq War, the Vietnam War, the Revolutionary War, World War I, World War II. You two idiots, or anybody that was in this sound clip, you would be a damn lampshade by now. I'm telling you, or you'd be speaking German. And that's a damn fact. That's a damn fact. Please inform that these classes or these students learning this stupid crap needs to be taught a lesson. Not only in manners, but to respect those who paid their service to this country. Disgusting, these kids. The show is brought to you by 420 VIPs. All right, folks, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show. We're talking about the definition of Memorial Day. You just heard a clip here of these mostly college students now that they want to sign a petition here to try to cancel Memorial Day. Yeah, they've been making a mockery of every damn holiday that there is here in this country. Now they want to cancel Memorial Day like it's like it's offending them. Yeah, offending who? How's it offending you? It's offending you by what? By what? You're trying to tell me, I asked that question, and I'll wait for an answer. How is it offensive to honor somebody or honor someone's family that made the true sacrifice? How is that offensive? I don't know. How is that offensive? Plug in this speech here by former President Ronald Reagan on his Memorial Day speech. You got to check this out, guys. Check this out.
The answer as to why for so many years we achieved so much, prospered as no other people on earth. It was because here in this land we unleashed the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before. Freedom and the dignity of the individual have been more available and assured here than in any other place on earth. The price for this freedom at times has been high, but we have never been unwilling to pay that price. Those who say that we're in a time when there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look. The sloping hills of Arlington National Cemetery, with its row upon row of simple white markers bearing crosses or stars of David, they add up to only a tiny fraction of the price that has been paid for our freedom. Each one of those markers is a monument to the kind of hero I spoke of earlier. Their lives ended in places called Belleau Wood, the Argonne, Omaha Beach, Salerno, and halfway around the world on Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Pork Chop Hill, the Chosin Reservoir, and in 100 rice paddies and jungles of a place called Vietnam. Under one such marker lies a young man, Martin Treptow, who left his job in a small-town barber shop in 1917 to go to France with the famed Rainbow Division. There on the Western Front, he was killed trying to carry a message between battalions under heavy artillery fire. We're told that on his body was found a diary. On the flyleaf, under the heading, My Pledge, he had written these words: America must win this war. Therefore I will work, I will save, I will sacrifice, I will endure. I will fight cheerfully and do my utmost as if the issue of the whole struggle depended on me alone. We must realize that no arsenal or no weapon in the arsenals of the world is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. It is a weapon our adversaries in today's world do not have. It is a weapon that we as Americans do have. Let that be understood by those who practice terrorism and prey upon their neighbors. As for the enemies of freedom, those who are potential adversaries, they will be reminded that peace is the highest aspiration of the American people. We will negotiate for it, sacrifice for it. We will not surrender for it now or ever. We are Americans.
You know, folks, when I hear Make America Great Again, folks, this speech represents everything that former President Ronald Reagan said in the 80s. Not only was President Ronald Reagan a good man, but he was a good president. And folks, this is my favorite Memorial Day speech I have ever heard. It's very inspirational. It's probably one of my best and favorite Memorial Day speeches ever written. Folks, we need to have that type of America back. We need to end the dictatorship, the hate, the anger, the division in this country. We need to end it all, folks, because if we don't, we are going to continue to repeat history over and over and over again. Now, a lot of people will come to understand Memorial Day weekend and basically hate on just the name. But a lot of people don't understand the true meaning behind Memorial Day. A lot of people see it as just a long weekend to hang out with your buddies or your family members or your friends and have barbecues and cookouts. But Memorial Day, folks, should be a holiday that memorializes the fallen dead, the men and women that paid their ultimate sacrifice to this country. Because those are the men and women that deserve not only to be respected, but to be honored to the highest level. And for these type of people to mock that should not be entitled to be called an American. That's my closing, folks. I hope you enjoyed this special edition of the Patriot Angle podcast. I would like to wish everybody a happy Memorial Day, wherever you may be. Also, I would like to announce that we have a new podcast schedule on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So tune us out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You can find us on all major platforms such as Spotify, Apple, Google, Podbay.fm, Podcorn, Buzzsprout, and all major platforms. This podcast is growing, and just about every week now it's on a new platform as more platforms are becoming available to the podcast network. Also, I'd like to make another announcement that on July 19th, which is a Monday, we will not be doing a show. I know it's a little early, but some of my listeners like to be reminded very, very in a good set of an advancement. I have a lot of listeners that are just listening to some shows for the first time. Maybe they just can't get around devices or apps, whatever their situation may be. Also, too, you can check us out on our Facebook page, the Patriot Angle Podcast, as well as our Instagram page, the Patriot Angle. With that being said, folks, I want to close it out. I want to thank everybody who tuned in to tonight's show. Happy Memorial Day. God bless you, and God bless America. You just heard an episode of the Patriot Angle Podcast, an Anchor platform.